I don't remember to turn it back on for a day or so.
In church, I go to like plane mode in church and I forget to
Oh, yeah.
turn it back on, so.
Make sure I'm watering on the right days here.
All right, we're ready.
Thank you. Good afternoon. This is a Civil Service Commission meeting for Monday, August 4, 2025. The time is 12:15 and I am calling the meeting to order. Roll call, the persons in attendance are myself, Amanda Vay, Chair, Madeline White, and Mark Brown. We also have present Chief Almeida and Deputy Chief Paulus, as well as Ms. Leilani Sue. And I don't see anyone else present. I will now read the land acknowledgement. We are on ancestral land of the tribal people of the Treaty of Medicine Creek, including the Nisqually Indian Tribe and the Squaxin Indian Tribe. We acknowledge and remember those tribal people not recognized today who were absorbed or relocated into other tribes for survival. We recognize the ancestors and their descendants who are still here. We recognize and respect the tribal people of the Treaty of Medicine Creek as the traditional stewards of this land since time immemorial and their role today in taking care of these lands in perpetuity. We recognize and have the responsibility to call attention to the histories of dispossession, forced removal, and abridged treaty rights that allow our nation, state, and city to develop as it has today. We recommend that community members read the Medicine Creek Treaty of 1854. I will now call for approval of the agenda as posted.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? I will now call for the approval of the minutes from the May 5, 2025 meeting. Are there any motions?
So moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes as well. We now move to public comment. We have 0 persons registered to speak. We have 0 written public comment received. Do we have anyone online that I am unaware of, sir? Thank you very much. Moving to agenda item number 7, we have the CAMATH. Wow, CAMATH. That would be the Command Staff 2025 second quarter report for April and June. Chief Almeida.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Good to see everyone today. All right, here is our report. During the past quarter, we had 80 applications, of which 78 were entry-level applications, 2 were lateral applications. 13 were added. So from that number of 78, 13 we made it to the entry-level eligibility list. Of that 13, 1 withdrew, 3 were then disqualified, and then 9 made to the chief's interview list. Of that, 4 were provided conditional offers, meaning that we put them into backgrounds. Of that, 3 are in the process of completing backgrounds and have almost finished, and 1 withdrew from backgrounds. And with that, I have 2 openings with the retirement of Mike Albers. And then for the next report out, I will probably likely be having a trainee withdrawing from service, and we'll see where they go. They may be coming to CSO. We'll see. With that is my recruiting report.
Anything else, sir?
I can provide an update on House Bill 2015 that was requested, I believe, last meeting.
That would be lovely, please.
I was asked about that. So at that time, I didn't think we'd be able to move forward with the grant because there were a lot of unknowns. We've had several meetings. The grant went into effect July 1st. And we had a meeting with WCIA, CJTC, among many, and WASPIC, many others. And from that, it appears as if we'll be able to move forward with the grant application. There are several caveats to that. However, we are going to attempt to move forward with that. I'm making a presentation to council here in the near future. Part will require some work by the council to pass a councilmatic levy of 0.001% public safety tax in order to qualify for the grant. And then we qualify for the grant in all respects, except for two training components, which have yet to be fully developed and put out by CJTC. So once they put those out, then we'll take that training, then we meet all the criteria. There's three different qualifying factors. One is if you don't have a co-responder program, we already do. If you have a co-responder program, which we do, so we qualify for the second tier, and third tier, I think, is just we need bodies is the other one. So out of that, the city manager and I have had discussions on this topic. We'll be applying for possibly 4 police officer positions, and also out of the retail sales tax, we would hope to get another public record specialist for the police department. One of the issues we're seeing at the police department is we're getting a lot of body worn camera video content. And with that, we have one person who reviews all that content, redacts it, and fulfills all the public records requests for the video itself. Plus, we have another person that assists with the other public records requests primarily, but everyone else helps out. But that's a lot of work for one person to do all the redaction and review. We really need to add another person to that, so we're trying to find a way to make that happen. And with that, we'd also with that, between the combination of the grant and with the retail sales tax, we'd be able to pay for the increasing costs of public defense out of that grant, those monies, because we're seeing a dramatic increase in our cost of indigent defense. There's some new mandates put out by the bar through the Washington Supreme Court, requiring us to limit the workload of public defense, and which means it's going to increase our costs. So we're seeing those go up, as well as court costs go up significantly. So we're trying to find some funding sources to address those needs.
Thank you very much. You have a question, Commissioner Brown?
I don't know how successful we've been or how much effort we put into COPS grants over the years. That's federal. And I don't know what's going on with the legislation and the rescissions, but do we draw much out of that COPS federal program, and what's the future there look like with all these cuts?
We draw money out of the body worn vest program, it's called the BVP. Not sure what the V stands for. I think it's body vest protection. Ballistic vest
something
program.
Yeah.
So we do get funding from that. And we still continue to receive funding from that. However, the other programs, there are some conditions here in Washington that may affect our grant status for applying for COPS grants or other JRIC grants or other grants. So that is yet to be decided. Some of that information is starting to trickle out. And in the last week or so, I've started to see some of those grants starting to put out for applications. I do not know if Washington's going to be successful, if Washington agencies are going to be successful in getting those grants.
And then one other question, if I may, Madam Chair. I think we've all been reading in recent days, the State Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police came out with their annual crime stats. And I've seen some social media posts from the sheriff. I've seen some newspaper reports about the trends, which generally appear to be favorable. But I'm just wondering, dialing right down to Lacey and looking at that report on crime stats for the last year from your state association, how does it look here?
Fantastic.
Really?
I'll be reporting to council on the final numbers here at the beginning of September. I can say in broad strokes, we're down 9.4% in overall crime. Arrests are up about 26%. I've reported this number previously at council towards the beginning of the year. Our estimate was about a 10% reduction and about 26% increase in arrests. It boiled down to about a 9.6% decrease in crime and 26% increase in arrests, which is in line with our 26% increase in staffing. So kind of follow suit, have more officers, make more arrests, and crime goes down. So that's about where we're at. and broad strokes.
Good, thank you.
I understand this right. You had 78 people apply and you have one person that you might be able to.
We had 78 entry-level applications plus 2 lateral applications. So out of that 80, 13 made it to the oral board list. So
Eligibility list.
But
yeah.
those 13 still are
So
possibilities.
no, I
That's what I
interviewed,
thought.
I believe,
You said 3 DQ'd
right.
and
3
9.
just, 1 withdrew
Mhm.
on their own accord. 3 were disqualified, meaning that they then went through the preliminary disqualifiers as far as the list, and they were disqualified for that. 9 made it to chief's interviews out of that 13. Of that 9, 4 got conditional hire offers, of which 1 withdrew.
That's what I thought. So only 1 out of 80.
No,
3.
3 are
Gotta be,
backgrounds.
okay, all right. Well, anyway.
No, it's
that's-
better than you thought. 3 times better than you thought. Yeah, so we had 4, that 4th person is going to a neighboring agency.
Of the one who withdrew.
Yes. A couple of people I put in the backgrounds already had conditional offers from other agencies. And of those 2, 1 has decided to stay with us, the other one withdrew and went to the other agency.
Not real good odds, is it?
That's excellent odds.
You got 1,
Got 3.
3. I'm back to that again.
You're not gonna get me off that number. We're on 3.
Anyway.
But yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it's
Thank
a selective process, and it's important when we go through our hiring process and selection process that we find the right fit. And what I've always said, people ask me what kind of officers we're looking for. I said, I'm looking for people of good moral character that bring order to chaos. And they come in all shapes and sizes and backgrounds and perspectives. But it's important that they understand how we do policing at Lacey, which is extremely community-based policing.
Right.
We're not occupying force. We're not just hook 'em, book 'em and move on. We're very much about getting to better outcomes, getting voluntary compliance. And, applying the right tools for the right aspect and really being part of the community. And so as I'm interviewing folks towards the last stages, which those last, 13 folks or so, last 9 that actually got to me. I'm really very careful and selected to make sure that they're here. They have a link to the community. They have some stake in the community, and they will be successful in this organization and this community.
And I appreciate that because you don't see that in one of the other towns not too far away.
I can only speak to Lacey.
Was that diplomatic? Usually I'm not.
All right. Any more questions for the chief? I'm gonna bump really quick before I turn to Deputy Chief Hollis and say congratulations to you on your appointment from the governor to the task force, the audit theft task force.
Thank you.
That seems to be something very interesting. Is it a large problem that we have in the state?
It's been reduced by quite a bit, as the commissioner pointed out. During the height of the reimagining of policing, when pursuits were basically
Bidden.
forbidden, we really saw an uptick in our stolen vehicles and the use of stolen vehicles, the commission of other crimes, with the loosening of some of the controls related to pursuits. That has really caused a decline in the number of stolen vehicles in general, but also ones used in various types of crimes. We saw them basically ramming stolen vehicles into different retail outlets and stealing things, a lot of dispensaries, a lot of different types of places. So that's really been down quite a bit. That's worked quite well. I'm very, very happy and appreciative that I've been appointed to this task force. And, we look forward to reducing it even more.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Deputy Chief Hollis, do you have anything?
I do not have anything for the group.
You are on my agenda, so.
Oh.
All right,
Just happy to be here.
and,
Discuss? No, you don't. Never mind.
okay.
No, we don't.
Secrets, I see. All right, so now I will ask Ms. Sue to please discuss the finalization of the civil service rules update.
We came to you all in May with the track change version, listing out some updates to our rehire language, We've also made some housekeeping changes, changing the start time for the commission from 12:15 to 12 o'clock. So this next meeting in November on the 3rd, we'll be meeting at noon on the dot. We also, with the upcoming retirement of our final commander in December, took the opportunity to update the language to just reflect lieutenants in the different roles. So we removed commander. I did check in with our Lacey Police Senior Management Union just to make sure nobody had any concerns with the update. No concerns. So today we just had the finalized rules. We had no further comment from any of the unions in the police department, and we did provide them with a 30-day notice of changes. So we would like for you to approve the updated civil service rules as presented.
I would entertain a motion to that regard. Is there a
I
motion?
move that we accept as written the new addition to our rules.
Thank you.
Second
Thank you.
question.
Yes.
At our last meeting, you told us that the next step would be to share all of this with the police department staff. And I don't know if that means the union or everyone more broadly, but in any event, did we capture any feedback, concerns from that outreach effort?
Yeah, so following our May 5th meeting, I sent out the revised rules to their listserv and no comments. And I did double check with the unions just to make sure they saw the email, and yes, they were good with the changes, so.
Good, thank you.
Very good. Any other questions or concerns or discussion? I will call for the vote, please. All those in favor of approving the motion?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? We are done. And now I will move to adjourn this meeting, and it is 12:31.
Good job.
Thank you.
What's with following a motorcyclist through the city of Lacey?
I complete that. The meeting.
To